Oh, apparently this is okay. So we're going live.
We're going live.
What's that say? We're only a minute to 8, so we're a little bit later than normal.
True.
We may or may not have Steve. I have sent him the message. He was into it, but he doesn't read his messages very often. So,
well, while everything's kind of getting revved up, I'm gonna go grab my beer real quick. I did not bring it into the room with me. Got to go to the ultra secret lab to go grab my beer.
Yeah, I too am out of town. I'm in Midland again.
Traveling sucks. I don't like it.
I don't either. My boss was trying to get me to go to New England in September for a week, like flying out on a Sunday and coming back Friday, just to do 3 installs. And I'm like, the logistics of all that is insane because I don't know how to get my saw on the plane, my floor cut saw,
Well, they'd probably ship it to you, I guess.
No. Hey, there's Steve now. Okay.
No, that's Mick. Hi, Mick.
No. There's Steve. See?
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Just in time. We haven't exactly started yet, although we are live. We were doing just the pre-show chat to let people get on if they're going to watch us live.
Hey, Rita.
Pre-show chat.
So I don't know. You haven't met Jack before. Jack is one of my our co-hosts now, and of course, Thax.
Yes, and yes.
Yes, but anyway, so this is Jack.
I was going to put some ridiculously clever name, but I figured
I'll read whatever you have there. I'll introduce you as whatever you put down.
Right. Well, the problem is it's the goal is to get you to a Kickstarter that will have my actual name. So.
Oh, okay. Don't want to confuse people.
Right. Otherwise, I would put Sassafras Bailey Muffin.
Don't go back. Well, Flavio waited 8 o'clock, so I guess we need to.
Yeah, I'll start the intro. All right, let's get started. Hello, thank you for everybody for joining us. Once again, you have found us we are broadcasting to you from our various bunkers and airships. Texas Steampunk Connection. With me, as always, is Thax, Gentleman Adventurer, and Jack, in his super secret hideout. I am, of course, out in the wilds of West Texas again. So I'm no longer home, man. It was such a surprise that I had to come out here. I forgot my hat. I'm lucky I brought my computer today. All right, so.
Yeah, being lost in the middle of West Texas without a conduit to civilization is a thing.
Yeah. At least this time I found a good spot to broadcast. There's no airwave issues. There's no Wi-Fi problems like before. Everything's going smooth so far. And for those of you watching us live, all 2 of you now, there were 4 of you a minute ago, Mick and Rita, I'm assuming. Today we also have a guest. His name is Steve Metz.
Yes.
Okay. Metz. He is a gentleman we've had on once before a long time ago. He has created an RPG. He has created a LARP. He has created a card game. He has created all of it steampunk oriented. And now today we're eventually, probably soon, we will talk about his new Kickstarter coming up. Hey, hello, Steve. This is also not just a video podcast. It's also recorded for later and put onto a audio podcast. So any visuals we have to describe kind of situation.
Gotcha.
So,
nice.
So it's been a long time, Steve. How you been doing? It's been a long time, several years since last we talked to you.
So much COVID. So
much COVID, yeah. But even before COVID, it's been a long time since we last saw you.
Yes. Well, I shifted a little bit from going to cons to doing Kickstarters.
I've noticed.
Yeah. And so I haven't been to cons in a while, although I'm thinking about starting it back up again.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully if COVID will allow it. Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. Craziness. I got all excited and then somebody decided to pull a just kidding card.
Yeah, the Delta showed up.
Before I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Before we usually start off with what I like to call the podcast within a podcast. What are you drinking now? It's just a really quick thing. I'm starting off with. I got lucky. I actually found a drink out here in the wilds of West Texas. I found a peanut butter milk stout called Belching Beaver.
Oh, yeah.
From the Belching Beaver Brewery. It's supposed to be stout with natural flavors. I don't know where it's brewed, but I mean, I'm about to try it now for the first time. Ooh, smells like peanut butter. Wow.
Huh.
It's definitely peanut butter. It's more peanut butter than milk stout. Not bad, not bad, not too bad.
That's surprising.
Better than the last peanut butter one that I tried. I think the last peanut butter one was nasty.
I think I've had that one. I described it as like it's like a peanut butter shake that happens to be a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good, but it's dessert.
Yeah, definitely dessert. Definitely dessert. Okay, really quick, what are you drinking, Jack?
I found me. I know you're gonna hate this because I mentioned the word IPA and you just like scour like a prune. Yeah, exactly. It's called Elysian Space Dust. Let's see if I can get it on the camera here.
Elysian Space Dust. That's a nice name.
I like that's what drew me to it. I'm like, I was looking through, going, all right, nothing IPA, nothing IPA, nothing IPA. Elysian Space Dust, and then really tiny little letters says IPA. So I'm just like, well, fine, maybe Thax won't notice.
Thax likes IPAs. He's okay with IPAs.
It's Flavio that doesn't like IPAs.
I'm learning to appreciate some IPAs more. Some are better than others.
Yes, that is true.
The same could be said for all beers, though.
But what about this beer? Is it worth buying again?
I like it. It's lighter than a lot of other IPAs, so it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that like skunk smack to the face, and I don't know. It is lighter. It has a little more like carbonation kind of to it, so like more bubbly. Therefore, it makes it like spread out more on the tongue.
Okay,
I like it. Tastes a little more red, more like a red beer than many I've run into recently. All right. So I approve of Elysian Space Dust. You can pick it up at your local supermarket anywhere, I think.
What brewery is that from?
Let's see if I can get the light on it. Brewed and bottled by Elysian Brewing Company, Incorporated, Seattle, Washington.
Oh.
So
okay.
It's far away from here.
So am I.
Hey, you're closer. Hey, on your way back, you can swing by and pick up some more.
Yeah. Once again, I am remote out. My company has sent me back out to Salt Lake City, Utah, and the last time I was here was at 2 episodes ago. I found some amusing labeled beer that I would never want to get again. But
what was it? I wasn't here for that.
It was called pub beer.
Yeah, just straight up pub beer.
And it
I was there for that one.
A white label, nothing else on it. It was
very generic.
Yeah. Yeah. So this time, not giving up on Utah, I have Wasatch Breweries. It's hard to see with this light on. Evo Amber, and
is that a local one out there?
It is local. The Wasatch Brewery here in Salt Lake City. I have not been to the brewery yet because I've been working. I'm very tired tonight. But it's supposed to be malty and toasted and caramely, which is not what I expect from an amber.
No, not at all.
So are you having an amber or a s'more?
Or a stout?
I think of it as a stout or a porter that would have those sort of characteristics, but this is an amber, so we'll give it a shot. So it is an amber. It's not as dark and heavy as a stout or a porter, but it does have a more kind of a rich toasted flavor than other ambers. Not a lot, but it's good. It's interesting. It's definitely better than that other one.
So it sounds like it's not hard to beat though. That other one.
This is
comparing it to your newest derivative of low. I mean, here you go.
You have anything to contribute, Steve? You drinking anything of interest, or just water?
I was gonna lie and say I was drinking a mimosa, and then I was gonna grab one of my fake laudanum or absinthe bottles, and just pretend to be drinking out of it. But I didn't realize this was a thing every time. So,
My
Didn't
bad,
explain it.
so I'm just
my
drinking
bad.
orange juice.
That's
So
okay. That's okay. I mean, Rita,
You know,
Rita
that's
doesn't
fine.
like any kind of liquor.
we're gonna pretend it's mimosa.
There you go. You're drinking a mimosa.
As it gets colder, I'm actually going to be drinking a lot more teas from Steampunk Teas on here and giving you guys the rundown on those. So
Ooh.
be prepared for the next couple of months.
Teas that will be available in Steam Chest, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I think some of our listeners really appreciate us talking about drinks that aren't necessarily alcoholic. I know Rita doesn't drink, but she's always here. She's got her water.
He's drinking
Nice
sparkling water right now.
Right now, it is hot outside and it's humid, and yeah, you need the water. So drink your water.
All right, so that ends the podcast within a podcast. What are you drinking now? Let's move on. Okay, Steve, we're talking about you and all your many accomplishments. So I know. I mean, like I said, I remember you made it. Last time we talked to you, we played. I think we played your card game. I don't remember.
Yes.
Remember Thax? We played your card game. That was fun.
Is
Is that still available anywhere?
Oh, go ahead.
It still exists, although I don't think you can buy it online anywhere. Huh.
Okay.
I need to work on that. I've been remiss in setting up my online presence stores, which you would think I would be better at by now in the time of COVID.
And then you had your RPG and the live action role playing game, which Thax and I are on the back cover of.
Yes.
We love Erica and
Proudly on the back cover, yes.
You had a comic book series that we talked about.
Yes, and that will be the Kickstarter after this one. By the way, we're going to print it in hard copy.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So
Because I am. Go ahead.
It is done, and yeah, as soon as this Kickstarter is done, which I'm hoping to kick it off next week, then after that runs its course, the next Kickstarter will be the Steampunk graphic novel.
That's awesome because I am collecting a list of all kinds of steampunk and steampunk related comic books and such. And right now it is on our Patreon for the low fee of $3 a month. You can get access to a list of over 100 comics so far. And I'm looking for yours on there.
And extra content.
You don't get the comics, you get the list.
Yeah, you
get the list.
And where to get them from. I mean, if you can find them online, I put the link online where you can find them online as well. You know.
Also, I'm going to be dropping a promo code for Steam Chest into it as well. For anybody who signs up a Patreon will be able to get that if they're interested.
Awesome.
Also, I want to talk to you, Steve, about possibly getting some of your stuff into Steam Chest. I don't know if you know of Steam Chest. It is a subscription service for steampunks. So we send steampunk awesome stuff to people's door. And so, yeah, if you want to have like, so if you want to have any like kind of any type of advertising, previews, trailers, hints, anything like that you want to build up, we can talk about that afterwards. And,
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
And I remember you also had another Kickstarter that Thax got. It was a book, a tome. What was that exactly again?
Yes. So there were 2 Kickstarters of Magic spellbooks.
Yeah, that's
which are there, back there. And I'll happily go get them if you want to see
grab
them.
one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm not wearing any pants. Just kidding.
Oh,
I've never worn pants for any of these recordings.
Yeah.
That's another game. Are we or are we not wearing pants?
Honestly, I walk into the room when I'm getting ready to go. I grab my beer and I just rip my belt buckle off, and everything just falls, and I just sit in my chair.
Yeah, especially when I'm out and about, sitting in a hotel room. It feels like, who needs pants? I'm in a hotel room.
Yeah, if
I
anyone
love
barges
these
in, it's their fault.
Show you though. I'd be showing them off myself if I were home because they are awesome.
The what?
Steve's books.
Oh, right.
To show you. They're like handmade.
Yep.
Hand lettered.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, this is not just a video podcast. This is also an audio podcast. So let's describe what you're looking at there, Steve.
All right. So the first book we did is this one. It's got the little Lovecrafty symbol on it there. And it's basically 100 pages of handwritten spell stuff.
Ooh.
Right?
I
Yep.
love it.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah, it looks good. Is it like leather bound or fake leather or what kind of?
Human
This is
skin.
goat hide.
No.
Goat hide. Okay,
That is goat hide.
that's leather.
And then this and the paper is handmade, recycled from T-shirts. So it's 100% homemade paper, and I hand wrote it, then scanned it, then printed it. I didn't handwrite every copy. And then
That gets tiring. I bet. Have to write every copy. It's like,
yeah, that would not know. And then
no, you cast a duplicate spell is what you cast on it to duplicate it.
And that one came in 2 flavors. It came in because I don't know why, but I always do it this way. It came in the basic version here,
Which is the
And
full
then it
round.
came
That's the
in
version I could afford.
and then it came in the Steve personally bound this one himself. So this one is the exact same interior, but
it's a dark black cover.
This is deer hide, and it's got metal on the corners. It's got this spine-looking spine, and it's bound in actual wood. So this is I think it's hickory. So
Nice.
Wow.
So that was the more advanced version. So then after that Kickstarter, wait, hold on, that's way too close to my face. So after that Kickstarter, then we did this Kickstarter last year, which is where you have 2 books. Well, 1 book, but again, there's a basic and an advanced. So here's the basic version, and again, you're looking at all kinds of.
It's thicker than the last ones, right? This is
This
thicker
one's
one.
300 pages. The last one was 100 pages. This one's 300 pages.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and it's in 8 different languages with translations. Because why wouldn't you want Latin, ancient Egyptian, ancient Nordic?
Yeah, these are awesome books.
Klingon.
This is Rylian from H.P. Lovecraft. English. That one's English. Japanese, German, and I think it ends in Hindi.
Ooh. Now, what kind of spells can we expect? I mean, are they love spells, curses? What are these? What are these spells?
Well, they're sweet, happy spells. The advanced version, by the way, came with a lock on it.
Nice.
There we go. There.
Love it.
Came with a lock, and it actually locks. And and it's So that one. So each spell book has a story, or else I would get bored with it. So the story behind the first one was it's like a family, holy book for a group of cultists. And this part's passed down throughout history, ancient stuff in Latin, including a lot of stuff right out of H.P. Lovecraft stories. And then the second part is written in like 17th century English. And that's like somebody adding to it.
Okay.
And then you get this part that's added in 19th century English. And then whoever that is, they go, they delve too deep and go where humans should not go. And by the end, they're going into kind of happy Looney Tunes land. And they get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. So
nice.
Yeah.
So it's a story of a family, a generation of family generations passing down. Right?
Yeah, passing down books until the last generation goes crazy. This one,
Nice.
the idea behind this one, this was the Book of 9 Scribes. The idea behind this one was this guy knew one spell, that one right there, and he wrote it down. Although, let's see, that's not the spell.
Oh,
that's the spell.
There's a secret folding of the papers and whatnot. Yeah.
Yes, secret folding of the papers. So he writes this spell and he casts it on this big blank book. And then every night when he goes to sleep, when he wakes up the next morning, there's writing in a section. Right? And the first section's in Latin and goes on. And then one day somebody comes through and starts writing in the margins and translating all of it because most of it's in different languages. And then as it goes further and further on, he realizes something's going terribly wrong. And he realizes eventually that he's writing them, but he's being possessed at night by these 9 ancient wizards. And when they get and they're writing it, but using his hands. And then, of course, at the end, he tries to destroy it and fails. He tries to get rid of it and fails. And then the last spell is them basically solidifying their place, taking over his body and getting rid of him so that they can live on. Because that's the way these things work. You have to have a terrible, horrifying ending.
I love the cult cursed feel to these books. They just start off like they were a bad idea from the beginning, and it just gets they're now horrid.
Yeah,
I want one. Where can I get one?
And, and so that was Kickstarters 1 and 2. Okay. Although they'll be available on the third Kickstarter, but the price will be higher because they're not being mass produced; they're being produced onesie twosie. Now this one is the new Kickstarter that will start next week.
Awesome.
And it's a little different. You got a little more kind of fancy outside. You got like an actual title in gold inlay there. You see that?
I can't read that. What does it say?
Well,
Uranus Libris Linibris.
Tenebris. It's a T.
Tenebris.
So it translates to Secrets from Darkness. And this one was air quotes printed. And you can see it's got kind of a font going on there.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But then it's got a bunch of handwriting, and all the spells and stuff have been handwritten on the sides. And you've got commentary down here and in the marginalia. And all the illustrations were hand done. And so you've got, that, let me find you some good pages. So, and this one, it's got random stuff like that. What is that? It's scary. I don't know. I know what it is.
That was an illustration of some kind.
Yeah.
Spirographs. Oh, yeah. Circles.
Like pentagram or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying things out loud because, like I said, there's also an audio podcast later on.
Right. That's true.
Ancient
Pentagrams, some stuff in Notion. And the idea, this one has 13 sections. It's also 300 pages.
Ooh,
and the idea behind this one is, yes, it takes me about a year to a year and a half to write the interior.
Wow. They're beautiful. All the books are beautiful.
Thank you.
Like leather book, leather bound, goat hide, whatever. That's still leather.
Yes. Yeah, this is goat hide leather. It's hand bound. The paper is handmade. Here's the splash page.
Nice. That's beautiful.
That's hand done art by, do you know Peyton Moe? She did that.
I do not.
I don't.
So yeah, I use a lot of local or previously local artists to do, but it's all independent art people.
Good on you on that one. I also try to use as much of that as possible too.
Stuff like this, right?
Oh,
it almost looks like a Bible, but it's evil.
But in an evil way, right? Yeah. So this one is supposed to be. The idea is the person who's going to publish this book went on kind of a quest to find as much magic as they could to help someone, and they don't really say who or why, and as you read through, they go to different places and time and space, and they're all H.P. Lovecraft related.
So as you're reading the text, it's an entire story. It's not just like here's a spell, here's a spell, here's a spell. There's a story that you're reading.
Yeah, you've got this voice going, okay, I went to ancient Greece and I met this person and I talked to him for a while and I saw this thing and that made me think I should go in the cave and there were these snakes, but I used this spell to protect me from the snakes. Spell.
And then there's a spell. Okay.
Yeah, and then I found this potion and I used it to see invisible. Spell.
All right.
And then
so it's a journal almost. It's a spell journal or book of okay.
Right. And as you go through, but then by the 13th place, and it doesn't explain how the individual is traveling through time and space, but they're traveling. If you know H.P. Lovecraft, it's not too hard to figure out how they're traveling through time and space, but they are.
Magic.
Yeah, magic.
Weird
basically.
magic. Yeah.
But by the end, in their quest to find magic, mystery, whatever, they stumble across a curse, which eventually they spend the whole last chapter trying to dispel the curse. And you don't find out if it works or not, but you definitely, this is my last attempt to destroy the curse. Publish the book in case it doesn't work.
Okay. Did you ever watch the show Lovecraft Country? That was HBO?
Sort of. I don't get HBO, so I've only been able to watch it when I could pirate it from somebody else.
Okay. Yeah, there was one episode where a lady was going through time and space and everything, and it was kind of magic, but it was kind of
Just super creepy.
Technology driven type of spell kind of thing.
Yeah, there's actually a famous species, race, whatever you want to call them, in Lovecraft lore, and that's who these people are supposed to be. So, but in addition to the author's story, then you've got this person who goes through and writes stuff in the margins where they are translating and they're making witty comments, and they're like, hey, I wonder what this means, or this is suspicious, or I suspect this came from blah, or from this book, or I think, that kind of stuff. And you get the impression this is some academic that wrote stuff in the margins.
Okay, it's like he was studying the book.
Yeah, and then you get this person who writes first in black ink and then in brown ink, and they seem to be the target for this book. Like, they were the target audience all along that this book was made for.
Okay.
And the first time they go through and they're writing in black, they write, hey, this spell sounds good, or there's no chance in hell I'm trying this spell, or I'm not trying this one unless I can get somebody else to hold the thing because I'm not touching it. That kind of thing. And after they go all the way through the end and they read what the author wrote at the end, they're like, wait a minute, did this person survive? Is this person still alive? Can I find them? And so then they go through again, and the second time, as they write down, they go to each of these locations looking for evidence that the first person was there, and they kind of write up, all right, I figured out what happened, and that's, kind of in the marginalia.
Huh.
As well.
I love it. You have like 4 books involved, all wrapped up in one story.
Yeah, that's
times.
the idea. That's the idea.
That is beautiful. And you said the Kickstarter is starting next week?
That is the goal, yeah. And it comes with, there are 2 other books that come with it, which are kind of fun. This is the, can you name this book?
I
It's
can't.
okay if you can. It is the Voynich manuscript, which comes with these ridiculous fold-out pages.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Which are also handmade.
That's awesome.
It's if you look at Voynich manuscript, it was written in the 16th century or something like. I have to look it up.
Are these like stretch goals for the Kickstarter?
This one is a straight second book. You can pick this book or the other book.
Okay.
And it has all these fold-outs because the original had all these fold-outs, and no one's ever been able to translate this. And then there's this book, which is just like a monster manual.
Nice.
From the 16th century. Like, it was there was originally in Latin, and then they redid it in English, and I took the pictures from one and the words in the other. So and
crammed it together.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
That is what is happening next week.
Awesome. Do you have like I don't know, how do we put a link up or anything? Is there a link available yet?
Not yet. There will be. The problem with Kickstarters is until you get it approved and you're effectively going live, you don't have a link.
Oh, okay.
So you have to, but as soon as I get a link, I will send it to you so you can post it here.
Yeah, I've always said, so you can feel free to post it on our Facebook, which is Texas Steampunk Connection.
Oh, that's a good point.
How long is the Kickstarter going to go?
It'll go 30 days.
30 days. All right, that's a tight window. Okay.
Unless it needs to go longer than 30 days. Why does it need to go?
Well, I was just thinking, because if I was going to stick something in Steam Chest, it would take it would take longer than that to get to my people, and then they would have to really jump on it. So that I was just thinking, like, informational purposes. Other than that, I'll just spam it, Facebook as much as I can, and some other places I know I visit for such things, because you have been doing what I've always wanted to do and never had the time, effort, or ability to make these really cool books of just the travels of my character or of anybody in general. And so I applaud you, and I'm mystified by your ability. Thank you for being awesome.
You're welcome. I was selling some blank ones, by the way, for people who just want to do journals.
Okay.
But, if you're interested, I might have some laying around.
Yeah, I'm not. I tried journaling at one point. I'm not very good at it. It's like, okay, day 1, nothing happened. day 2, I'm bored. It's like, I don't have an exciting life to journal, so
Well, you don't do it by like every day. I mean, you can journal every day.
Whenever something happens.
I actually started a journal when my son was born. I'm like, well, shit. If something happens to me, I want at least him to have, stuff of me, because my dad died when I was 13. So I didn't I don't have much of his, mindset now. And so, but he did write a lot, and he wrote a lot of poems and such. So I have that. And so now I'm just like, well, I got to leave something behind. What do I can do? Inspirational quotes. But
that's probably better than leaving your daughter behind, forbidden tomes of ancient mystery.
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty cool too. What you need to do is leave a master book that helps like walk through all of your books, leading to like one major thing.
or find some kind of come up with a treasure of some kind, hide it somewhere, and have the mystery in the books of how to find that treasure for her. There you go.
Well, I'll build a crypt for myself.
Yeah, there you go.
It has a secret tunnel under it or something. So.
With puzzles to get into.
Yes.
It's missed the game in real life.
Yes, missed the game. By the way, do you want to see something just amusing because it's on camera and I can do that?
Okay. Sure.
Have you ever seen you've never been here, right?
No.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
I don't even know where that is.
I know. Yeah, we don't even know where you are.
All right. Well, I'm not telling you, but I will tell you this. Books.
Yes, he is pointing at a bookcase behind on the back wall of his room. Oh, it's a secret door.
Dun, dun, dun.
Beautiful. I've always wanted one of those.
I'll fix it later, but it's much harder to close than to open. But it goes to an attic.
Okay, secret door with secret bookcase door. Beautiful. Well, I've always wanted one of those.
I got to design the house, so.
Oh, we lost Jack. Oh,
we did lose Jack.
I'm sure he'll come back. But anyway,
I've revealed my secret chamber to everyone in your podcast.
Did you? I forget. Over the years, so many people have left the Austin area. Are you still anywhere near Austin?
I'm in Austin.
Okay, that's all we need to know. We don't need to know exact locations. I'm just curious because I know of so many people who have just moved and left.
My address is. Oh, sorry.
Phone number.
The key code to my security alarm.
555
BR549. Yes.
Oh, there's Jack. He's coming back. We lost you for a second there, Jack.
Yeah, that was a problem. We're good now.
The wrong button. That's all it takes.
Yeah. I think actually what it was, my wireless died. So I had
If we were in my house, that could have been happening. So Steve, so you said you have this Kickstarter coming up with these tomes of the Journal Magic. What'd you call this one again? The new one?
This one's I don't try and pronounce Latin because I don't know how to pronounce Latin.
You can type it into the comments and so people can see it.
Yes, it translates to Secrets from the Shadows or Secrets from Darkness. That's what it translates.
Now do you still have your comic? Is that still online?
The comic is still online, and it goes all the way to the end now.
And send us a link for that.
Yes, I would love to read it.
I'm pretty sure it's. Hold on.
Pretty sure I don't know what my own link is.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check it.
Smart.
Got it right? I did. Okay, so it's and the last page shows up. Yeah, it's godsoftheether.com, and ether is spelled AETHER, all one word.
Okay.
Here.
Gods of the EATHER. No, I missed it
Yeah,
up
I put it in the
Perfect.
chat.
because I tried to find it.
Yeah, I messed it up too.
It's AE.
And
Is it?
I found
what's annoying? What's annoying about that is I wrote it years and years and years ago, and then I started making it into a comic years and years ago, and then, what is that show? Carnival Row.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I don't know what the FV is for.
What?
Huh. I just copied the link off
You
the.
messed it up a little.
I didn't even type it. I copied it directly.
I believe you.
I see.
Or was
I
that-
see what happened.
Or is
But,
that facts?
Try that again.
It's got gods of the, and then the link is in the middle of it. But have you
We're
seen
doing
that?
it live.
There we go. So have
Anything
you
can happen
seen
live.
So Carnival Row basically has a main character that is remarkably similar to my main character.
Uh-oh.
And everyone says that I copied it. No.
No, but there's a date on yours of when you made it, though, right? The
Yes.
very first one.
Yeah.
So the date's there. So you can show that you did not copy them.
Although, when did Carnival Row come out?
Oh, it's been a few years.
So it came out in 2019. Oh, yeah. I definitely beat that.
They stole it from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Sue
So,
them.
yeah, I wrote the original novel because it was originally a novel before it was a graphic novel. Let me see.
Cool. I'm so happy to hear that you're going to get this actually printed because I mean, I much rather like to have actual printed comics. That's my thing.
Yes, no, I absolutely love printed comics. Yeah, I wrote this in 2012.
Yeah, so you definitely beat them. Yeah.
So, or maybe even sooner than that.
Right. Chapter 1, page 1. Oof, that's a lot to read.
Yes. So, yeah.
Are you gonna have it all in one, or are you gonna like split it in two, or what are you gonna do with it? Do you think?
Well, the graphic novel will be one.
Okay.
But then I'll also have the novel in case you want to read that.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
then we will also. I'm trying to come up with stretch goals, which are always hard, but I feel like they're always necessary.
Personally
You always
autographed.
I like rewarding people for no reason, really. Like, oh,
Well, they're giving
like
you money. That's a reason.
It's true. You backed me. Here, have extra stuff. Why? Because you said
You gave me money.
you were favorable toward me in any way. Hey, let me give you stuff. Like we'll probably for the spell book we'll probably do some free scrolls. The first time through we did what did we do? We did these free bookmarks.
I think I got a scroll from you. I think that was all I was able to afford out of one of your Kickstarters was a scroll.
Yeah.
Oh.
They are pricey. I will give you that. But
But what do you want for handmade paper and hand
Is
bound?
that a bookmark?
that is a bookmark. Yeah. So that was a free leather bookmark we gave out.
Oh, I like
But
those.
this
Yeah.
this one will probably have a couple of scrolls, like actual. Wait, I think I have copies.
We keep making them get up.
We just like watching him walk
I bought
away.
both of his last Kickstarters, the inexpensive version, because that's what I.
That's a
could
nice
afford.
scroll. Yeah.
I love those books.
So
Oh, man.
I don't know if it's going to have the wood because the wood is hella pricey and hella hard
I
to
bet.
mail. But like we might give out like some free scrolls.
No, I was going to say something, but I was afraid I was going to offend some people. But similar thing, I saw that the Torahs that the people read at their mitzvahs?
Yeah.
Looks very much like
Yes.
that.
Yes. Well, those are scrolls.
Yeah,
Right.
scrolls. I mean, I'm talking about the wood on the wood
Actual
handles.
scrolls.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
those are nice scrolls. But yeah, oh man. Trying to think. So you got the 2 Kickstarters. You got your LARP, your RPG, your comic. You're just prolific. That's great. And you know,
I certainly give the impression of being prolific.
Well, he hasn't even mentioned that. I don't remember if it was his Necronomicon Kickstarter or the Book of Nine Scribes. He also had a whole novel that was just like an add-on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. I did do that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
another novel. Whatever.
Yeah, the Book of Nine Scribes had an add-on. Here, wait, I can find that one on Amazon.
on Amazon.
That one's on Amazon. Hold on. I can send you that link too. Assuming,
I
look
think
at that.
I have not yet read it, but it is on my list.
All right, here, I'll send you another. There we go. That's just the easiest link in the world. I don't know why anyone would have problems with that.
Great. Paperback.
Basically, yeah, go to Amazon and search Wraith and Mets. You search those 2 things, it'll come up.
Or you just click on the link that I just sent.
Or you can click on the link, yeah.
And it
If
references the
someone's
previous.
That's a hell of a link.
novel he wrote, the zombie monologues, which you haven't even mentioned. So
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah. So yeah, I also did. Hold on.
Zombie
I did
monologues.
Yes. So the Zombie Monologues is a book that sells ridiculously well in person because the pitch is amusing, but no one buys it online. But like it sells like at a con, people will line up to buy it. But but no one buys it
cons. That's a good reason to go back to cons then, right?
Yes, those definitely did well. So yeah, the idea is in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, a psychiatrist figures out that zombies aren't entirely gone. They still have their original thoughts and memories. You just can't get to them. So he sticks a probe in their head and hooks it up to a machine. And he figures out he can talk to zombies. And once he figures out he can do that, he's like, well, I'm a psychologist. These zombies are sad. I should give them therapy. And then after, he's like, but I got a lot of zombies. Why don't I do group therapy? So it's, what could possibly go wrong with zombie group therapy? Yeah, he basically ties a bunch of zombies down to tables in a room, hooks them all together, and does zombie group therapy with them. And it's all about, their different feelings and thoughts about which...
about being a zombie?
About being
literally with just your speaking here makes me wish I was watching you like turn the pages and like read it to a group of people. So I can see why it goes off. Just the fact that you mentioned group therapy, and my mind's just reeling at the. Of course, that's something that someone would come up with to try to do.
Zombie group therapy.
Perhaps it could be a project we can do because we are planning for in the future when it's possible. We're planning to do some filming of stuff, just little short films and stuff. I mean, if you want, but that's all on Jack's head, and Jack has been unable to get it together with us.
Yeah, do a dramatic reading.
Yeah, dramatic reading of the zombie monologues.
That
tie us all
cool.
up to chairs. Yeah, tie us all up to chairs and have like really like the whole room's black with like very severe lighting on just the zombies, and then just
there you go. Yeah, we'll be your zombies, and we'll just make a skit out of it.
Yes. Well, the best part is the zombies just sit on a table going.
Exactly. We'll be your zombies.
But then right, exactly. But then you have a screen above their head that is their actual image of how they see themselves, and they're talking. So that's their old persona that shows up on the screen, but their body is still like.
This is just getting better and better.
We can figure something out. We can do this. I think we can.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm on a screen at least once every 2 weeks, and then not counting all my other YouTube channel. I mean, geez.
Well, we got to start making. We have to start making content sometime soon because we do have a Patreon that we're promising.
Yep.
So I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, I'm willing. I'm ready to go. I mean, I've been plugging away at my podcast. We've got the first season is completely written. The first 3 episodes are completely recorded. I've gotten the first episode completely edited. It's a steampunk podcast, by the way.
Yeah,
but we're not going to release it until at least get 4 of them in the can completely edited. You know. So it's still going.
Editing's the hard part. Shooting is fun. Editing's the hard part.
I'm doing the editing. I'm doing the sound production. All of it. You know. So, but it's cool. I didn't write it. I have a friend who wrote it. But it's good. It's a fun. I'm having a good time listening to it.
Well, soon we'll be doing some skits. I've got some ideas.
And like
we
I
all
said,
got
soon,
some ideas.
When I have at least the 2nd and 3rd episode completely edited, I will start releasing scenes on the Patreon for advanced listening. You know,
nice.
But that's not a few more weeks away because it takes a lot of time to edit, and my work is busy. So.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So. Oh man, I'm at a loss here. Thanks. You've been actually quiet a lot. Help me out here. What are we talking about now? Should we do our homework, or should we continue talking to Steve?
No, I think we should keep talking to Steve. I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise. I'm just happy that he's here talking to us. But I can gush for a good 15 minutes about his last books that I got.
Go for it. We got 15 minutes before an hour.
So at the time, I felt like they were sort of marketed as props, as some or coffee table books that you just put out for people to sort of thumb through. And they're perfect for that, obviously. They have a very fantastic tactile feeling of a strange and not your normal book, because they are handmade, and the paper it feels very heavy and hand created. But the fact that there really is a complete story in there, or more stories that you can look through and sort of pick apart. You can't read it like a regular novel. You have to sort of discover it and decode it, which is just super cool. Just so cool. I can't wait for the next one. They're not cheap, as it has been mentioned. So start saving your shekels there.
But handmade and all that kind of stuff. Of course,
they're handmade. There's like 4 or 5 stories in one book.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting your money's worth.
I don't regret buying them for a second. I just don't tell my wife what I paid for them.
Yeah. Well, the biggest problem, I get all the paper and the leather from India, and they recently figured out that their biggest export is paper, and so the government started taxing it 18% on all exported paper. But I can't get paper like this anywhere else on the planet. I mean, I've looked everywhere. You can't see it very well, but like this is really, each page is like super
it's a good
thick.
Thickness. Yeah, it's a really good thickness.
You can see the thickness of the paper, and it's, and it really is cotton, right? This used to be a t-shirt, right?
Huh.
That got pounded into nothing and then remade again. And then it's aged on top of that, and the edges are all, deliberately uneven, right?
Yeah,
it's very raw.
So it's got that feel to it, and and then shipping it from India is also surprisingly not cheap. So,
well, especially when a ship gets caught sideways in the Suez Canal.
Yeah, if you stop up the Suez Canal, that does not help.
And it takes a while, even when that's clear, it takes a while to get here too, right?
Yeah. And then obviously I pay local artists for the artwork and all that kind of stuff. So
right. So you're paying for a good product, and basically the whole you pay for what you get kind of thing, or you get what you pay for. It's good. I mean, it's worth it.
But the real secret is I want these books.
No, and
That's
is
it.
perfect.
That's
That's
it.
exactly what you should do.
I made these books because I want these books.
And you have them. You already have the first one. The one you're showing us, that's yours. That's your copy, right?
Yes. So see these books right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are all the other add-ons that have come with it. So, for example, as long as we're talking about books, so the ones I showed you, I wrote.
I wanted these at the last Kickstarter, but there was no way I could afford them because there were just more of them,
Right, just so many, yeah.
So, for example, we're not going to do all of these. We'll do most of these.
Yeah. For those of you listening later, he is in the background picking up at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books that I see there.
He looks like a comic book character leaving a library.
Yeah. The whole point of this is someday I hope to be in a Buffy episode where, the remake or something, where I can just slam a book down. But like,
supernatural.
So these are all historical replicas, like actual books that were actually published in history that I've cleaned up and reprinted. So like there was this guy Agrippa. He wrote 4 books of the occult, books of the occult philosophy.
Yeah.
And they were. Let me see if I can find you some interesting pages.
Now, how you say you cleaned up and reprinted? How is there some kind of how'd you do that with a copyright problem, or how were you able to do that?
So some of them have copyright issues, but see like this.
Nice.
So, but a lot of them are in fair use libraries where they're like, you can do whatever you want with these because they're 600 years old, and we don't even know.
So you went and processed them and put them through your process of putting them on the paper and the bindings and all that, the leather and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and then like some of them, like this is. Can you see this is in Latin?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is Malleus Maleficorum, which it's fun to have. And it has disturbing illustrations because that's important. But it's not in English. And surprisingly, not many people read Latin anymore. But that was one of the first
books on witchcraft. Language anyway.
Yeah. So that was a book on witchcraft. This is a book on writing ciphers that was banned by the church for 600 years because the end it tells you how to write to angels.
Okay.
And they didn't like that. This was what is this one? Oh, this is Demonality, which don't think about that too long. But this side is all in Latin. Every page on the left is in Latin, and then the English translation's on the right. Okay. Every page. And it's basically a whole thing that somebody wrote in the 1800s. Hold on, I'll look. I have all the real details of all these. I just don't memorize them very well. 17th century. This was written in the 17th century, and it's all. And in 1879, they translated it in Paris. But it's this whole thing on what about succubi and incubi, and what is it like for mortals to attempt to copulate with demons? Like, but it's like a serious essay. It's like
that's a pretty big book. They really thought about it.
They really put a lot of I'm just here. I'm just going to read you. I'm just going to read you a random. Just let me give you a random bit. Okay. Let's see. Let me find something interesting. Some of these are just too disturbing to read.
I mean, it already sounds like something you'd read in a D&D session in some cases. Yeah.
Would these animals / demons be subject to diseases and other infirmities under which mankind lies, such as ignorance, fear, idleness, sexual paralysis, etc.? Would they be wearied through labor and require for recruiting their strength sleep, food, and drink? And what food? What drink? Would they be fated to die, and might they be killed casually or by the instrumentality of other animals?
Wow.
All good questions, I guess.
And then, I mean, it just goes on. And,
You and me, baby. Ain't
and
nothing.
you know, it refers to, they go back and forth between 19th century science and Genesis. Oh, yeah. Several authors profess, and it is confirmed by numerous experiments, that the demon has two ways of copulating carnally with men or women. The one which uses with witches or wizards, the other with men or women entirely foreign to witchcraft. And then
numerous experiments. Okay.
Yeah, numerous.
We need more pictures. More pictures.
Yeah, this one, mercifully,
diagrams.
This one has no pictures, mercifully. But this was one of the best-selling ones that I had.
Oh, sex sells.
And this one I love because it's just so obscene. Look at this.
Wow, that is big. Holy crap. We were looking at one at least like, I can't even think how big that is.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
It's everything to learn about women. The book.
Yeah. I have another pamphlet of what I already know. And then this is what is still to go. But this is just so you can walk into a room and slam it on a table and go, right? The apocalypse is coming.
And break somebody's hand with it. You know?
So this is the Dictionary Infernal, which is really, really something out of Buffy, for reals. It's in kind of old French, but even if you don't speak French, it's literally a dictionary with everything supernatural that they thought was real. Right?
Nice. That sounds helpful.
Almost every page has some disturbing image on it. Like, I don't even know what I'm showing you right now.
Hey, that's pretty disturbing.
It's naked. But like, it's got, like just.
That'd be something the Winchesters could have used that, right?
Oh yeah, Sam and Dean.
Yeah, Sam and Dean.
My wife's watching that right now in the other room.
Yeah.
I can hear screams through the door.
Pick a creepy word. Like, here's some dude being burnt to the stake. We don't know why.
Nice.
Just for no reason. Hot. Yeah, literally. Thank you. So
you're welcome.
So yeah. So combining my books with those books, my goal is to eventually have an actual giant occult library. That's the goal.
You're well on your way. You're well on your way.
So you have basically told me I need to get all my paper together that I've been writing, because pretty much every steam chest that goes out, when we have the time, effort, and of course COVID's kind of messed up that, usually have a page or two of a story we're writing, and it's just usually like, it's either like a record from the crew to someone or me to my constituents that are basically paying for the voyage that we're going on to go steal whatever nefarious object. And so I have to keep my essentially stockholders happy, and so I got to give them reports, and that they're kind of the customers. And so we tell them like what we're stealing and how we got a hold of it or how we didn't get a hold of it or issues along the road. And they've been really fun.
Just acquiring.
Yeah. And so I have like, I don't know, at least a page every box. And now there's been, 5, 6, 7 years of boxes. So there's a lot of stories in there that are 1 or 2 pages long. And now I'm just sitting there going, I need your magic to like bind it.
Bound them into a manuscript. Yeah. Bind them into a manuscript. There you go.
You can handmade bind them.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get Amazon to do it for you. That's how my other books got done.
Oh, okay.
So the Zombie Monologues and Wraith are bound by Amazon.
Gotcha. So I'll start kind of getting that together, and hopefully maybe in the distant future we may work out a deal. See what can go on.
Yes. I'm happy to covertly on the side share secrets.
We call that the adventures of
for the
Jack,
right price.
Firebomb, whatever.
Jack Firebomb on Wolf.
Yeah. Usually I work for copies of whatever you're making. That's especially with something I can add to my library. You see.
You work for cheap. All right then.
He works. No, it's called communal knowledge. It's fine. Yeah. I completely roll with this.
I just think everyone should have a giant occult library. I don't know why. My dream.
I would love. That sounds like a dream. I would love to have an occult library. Yeah.
I've actually looked up Books of Solomon circles and whatnot. I have it on my
Yes.
Amazon list. I'm just like, I don't know if I should buy this or if
Oh,
I'm already on a
he's
list.
going to go get one.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
So I didn't do Solomon's specifically, but there's this is a cute little book. It was my least expensive because it's the smallest. Look how small it is.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it was
It's
originally handwritten, and
pocket
it's
edition.
just all these. It's Raphael's Book of Talismans.
Aha, yes, that's also my list. But I like your version better.
Yeah, but say there you go. He can make. Are you gonna like, I don't know, is there in the future, if you have like a, I don't know, a web page or something like that, would you be able to sell them individually or resell these guys or something if you got a rebound or whatever?
Yeah. So if this Kickstarter gets above a certain level, and it's not a very high level, it's a pretty low level, then I can afford to start doing some of these one-offs. And so I'll bring back all of these as add-ons. And then once I have them as add-ons again, then I'll have a link after the Kickstarter ends where you can just go buy anything you want at your own pace.
Your own Pearl.
Perfect.
So,
wow.
Which is what I did last time, but they all sold out. So.
Well, sell out's a good thing. You want that. You want them to sell out.
Yes, I'm happy to sell out, but then the prices went up.
But aren't you like binding these yourself?
Some of them. So I have help. I don't bind every single individual book.
You and your team.
This guy does not. Yes,
right.
We've sold probably 1,000 books by now. So yeah, we definitely. I definitely have people who help me.
Nice. That's always
But
I also have gremlins who help me stuff boxes.
You're not just like ordering them, having them put together in India and shipped. You're hands on. You see every book.
This one in particular, this is what I personally. This was the one that every one of these was done in this room, for example. And they're all, this is our very first, like, learning how to bind, learning how to do stuff, etc. And then I tried unsuccessfully. This is a terrible thing. Don't do this. I tried to have a company bind them. And they come out look like a yearbook.
Oh, yeah. That does look like a yearbook, yeah.
And
it's the yearbook of spells.
I hated it so badly. You have no idea.
It's a prop.
So
from like
there was an advantage to those though, because you could slip them into your library and they don't have any parts bulging out that would damage books next to them. But whoa, look at that sucker.
This is what started me on spell books. Is somebody walked up to me and said, "Hey, can you make a spell book for this game?" And so, just for no reason, they were like, "We need a prop spell book. Can you make it?" And so I made. It was a horror game, and I made this, and but I made 2 copies because I wanted one.
Of course, yes.
Because that's how you do
it. Looks. When we're looking at the cover, it looks like it's bound in leather, but maybe is that supposed to be like human skin? Maybe.
Yeah, a couple of people
versus. We don't know where the leather came from. It's actually, I think 5 different couches.
It's like pork, leather, goblin.
I think it's 5 different couches. I'm not even kidding.
A set of boots.
And
grandma's purses.
Yeah, who knows?
Hey, I have actually gone out and cut all the leather off of a couch that was at a dumpster. Don't judge me. Don't judge him.
We're not judging. But this one was all made with fonts, right? And or pictures that I took and made and redid. And it was it was cool, but none of it was handwritten. And that really bothered me. And then my daughter gave me a quill pen.
Oh.
And I literally an actual quill that you dip in ink.
Nice.
And so that's what I've been using ever since, is that specific quill pen.
That's cool.
That's definitely a specific look too. The writing, Regardless of your handwriting, that's a specific look on the paper.
Yes,
So
and
awesome.
I'm terrible at calligraphy, and you can tell. But,
most people are, unless you're John Hancock, which then he just shows off.
Yeah, it's
like, why'd you write your name so big?
Yeah, it's a unique. I wrote all of this by hand, right? And this is one kind of calligraphy here, and this is another kind of calligraphy here. But I practiced them, right, so that it looks like two different handwriting. But
okay, that's a lot of work. Wow.
This is me with quill pen. This is just me with quill. And so this one is the quill that she gave me, and this one has a different head on it that's a little narrower. But,
okay.
What I would do is I would print it out using like a weird font I found online, and then I would just practice it over and over and over and over and over until I could do that font.
Wow, you have a lot of patience. I can't even sign my own name in cursive anymore. You know?
Credit cards have ruined mine on that one.
Yeah, my child doesn't even know cursive.
My child does anymore. Yeah. I just barely remember my name in cursive, and that's it. And I barely write it legible.
I write a faux cursive.
Yeah.
Now, this one, I actually had a person in India. I wrote what I wanted them to write, and they translated
it. That's cool. Yeah.
Yep. And then, because I'm not going to pretend to do a language that I don't have any experience with.
Question: did he think you were going nuts when you asked him to translate that?
Yes, and
okay.
We did. And then this is a person in town who is Japanese, and she's a friend of mine, and we actually wrote up all these Japanese spells, and then translated them. And then she's been practicing calligraphy, and so she wrote all
that's
these.
Pretty.
That's nice.
Then,
yeah.
But she would not let me do any evil or cursed spells because she was afraid it would actually do something bad. So all the Japanese spells are good. They're all happy, good, bless you, have a nice day spells.
Well, you don't want to accidentally set something off. It's like,
right.
And that's the point of the book. No, I'm joking.
I've seen Ash versus the Evil Dead. I know what happens when you accidentally read something in a book.
Yes. So that's all I know about spell books.
Wow.
By the way,
probably.
If you get a chance to look up the Voynich manuscript, by the way, it's worth reading about.
My previous wife was completely fascinated with the Voynich manuscript. I flipped through it. It's got some weird pictures. I don't know what's going on in there.
No one does. It's here. I'll send you the Wikipedia link.
It's literally untranslatable.
Yeah, it was written in 1404 to 1438. They're not sure exactly when, according to Wikipedia. But yeah, good times. No one knows what it says. Somebody claimed to have translated it about 2 years ago, but they were wrong.
Well,
yeah, I saw that article.
If nobody can translate it, then how do you know if it's being translated correctly or not? There's no way to tell.
Because the moment you start comparing what they're saying to the patterns of the words, it doesn't match. So at least you can So
we know what it doesn't say.
Yeah.
We know what you're saying is wrong because it doesn't match.
Linguists who are much more clever than me, who study languages, are able to go, no, that's a lie. You did not translate.
Right, that doesn't say anything like that. Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Wow. So, well, we're at an hour already, which is normally our time. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up really quick here. Steve, thank you very much for joining us. We're definitely, when you get the Kickstarter going, go ahead and post it on our Kickstarter. Post it on our webpage on Facebook.
We will share the hell out of it,
and we'll definitely talk about it next time we're online, and point it out to everybody, and we'll hawk the hell out of it for you.
I support this.
Free advertising.
I'm also very much looking forward to the comic book printing of your comic book because like I said, I love comic books, and especially I'm the comic book guy on this particular webcast. I'm the comic book guy. I'm usually always talking about a comic book of some kind. And I know I've already read most of yours, but it was a long time ago, so I want to reread it in print.
Oh,
And
that's wonderful.
yes, and maybe for that one, since it's not handmade, I could probably send you a couple so you can hold them up. On your
Awesome. That'd be
podcast
perfect.
and go,
That would be
behold
perfect.
the thing.
Yeah. So, yes, we're
To
going to
the
wrap it up.
podcast people.
We're wrapping things up. Thank you, everybody, for listening. The 3 or 4 of you that joined us today. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Rita. I'm not really sure who else is online watching us. Once again,
Sorry
you can find
to
us on
get my
Facebook
bother.
at Texas Steampunk Connection. Any questions, comments, find us there. We have a Patreon. There's not a lot on it right now. For a low fee of $3 a month, you can get access to my list of comics. You have Dax has a calendar on there as
And
well.
we'll constantly thank you in every one of our shows.
Yes, we'll constantly thank you. Thank you for the Patreon. We do have some Patreon people. We have at least 3 that I know of. Thank you all. I don't think any of them. Well, Rita's listening. Thank you, Rita. And like I said before, any complaints, criticisms, find my Twitter. I don't know where it is. It's on there. It's in there somewhere. There is a Texas Steampunk Connection Twitter. I just don't know how to use it. So
It's magic.
once again, we have Jack with
spell.
Steam Chest. If you want steamy goodness every month, and find Jack.
Hey, hit me
And,
up personally. At the moment, the website's down. We're doing some maintenance. We're changing things
Okay,
up around.
maintenance
It should
is
be up in
happening
the
on the
next couple
website.
days or so.
There you go. So I believe that's it. So once again, thank you very much. And until next time, mind your gauges.
Mind your cages.
And ending.